Hello everyone, it's Imran here. Welcome back to another video. I'm going to react to another fan-made Thomas story by not Tiger Moth, by Pathwate Films. And this one was premiered on November 28th, so just around about 2 months ago, which is kind of called Tanker Blaze. Oh, I actually haven't added my subscription to Pathwate right there. There, all done. Now subscribed. So, uh, so Pathwate Films himself actually requested for me, actually wanted me to react to this story he did after I reacted to Tank Engine One's adaptation of Pathwate's story, Tiger Moth Strikes Again. Which, by the way, if you want to see me check that out, this video out right here, it'll be in the top right corner of your screen, which is the last story I did react to by him. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he said it's very action packed, and and he said I should really highly recommend watching it. And well, given the fact it's in the start of season 5, of course it's going to be action packed. So looks like it's based off maybe James's incident in Thomas with the fuel tankers in Thomas Percy and Old Slow Coach. I don't know if this is like hang on, does this take place during the season 5 episode Thomas Percy and Old Slow Coach? Because I have a feeling I thought it was going to be a separate standalone story, but I think this takes place during the events of Thomas Percy and Old Slow Coach. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but Pathwate really did enjoy my reaction to his Tiger Moth Strikes Again story adaptation by Tag Engine One. So now you enjoyed it, Pathwate, and let's hope that this story you did back in November right here lifts up my spirits as well. Link to where I'm reacting to in the description down below as always. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this. And ignore the next door stock barking. Definitely going for it. Sounds funny. There you go, Tanker Blaze. Is it called Tanker Blaze? Yeah.
James the Red Engine was exhausted. It was the hottest day of the season, and the freight cars were being more bothersome than usual. "I need a good washdown," he complained to Thomas. "Why should a splendid red engine like me take freight cars to the coal yards of all places? I'm on one's last wheel from all this work." "Stuff and nonsense," sniffed Thomas. "Why don't you tell Sir Topham Hatt about it? Maybe he could let you have a nice long rest. Then you can give us a rest from your moaning." Pah! Before James could say anything further, Sir Topham Hatt arrived. "You've done a very good job today, James. Now I need you to take some empty fuel tankers from the scrapyards to the yard. They'll be transported to the depot to get refilled, and then delivered to the various fuel stations on the line." "But sir, why can't Thomas go? He's got nothing better to do as far as I can see." "Really useful engines don't argue." So James didn't.
Yep, no point arguing with Topham, James.
He chuffed crossly down the line. He had trouble with tankers before, and was not looking forward to a repeat. When he arrived at the scrapyards, he collected the tankers from the sidings. They looked like they hadn't been used for a long time.
Yeah.
One of the diesels oiled in.
Oh, it's already
"About time you kettles deliver more fuel. Our station is running low." "Are these tankers safe to use?" asked James. "I really don't trust the look of their condition." "Those are the only ones around here. Either take these or use your own boiler if you want to end up here where you belong." James took no notice and fumed away, but he was a little uneasy. After he delivered the train to the yard, he returned to the sheds. He noticed that Thomas was nowhere to be seen. "Where's Thomas? He's usually at the sheds at this time."
Here he is. He looks quite puffed out.
What took you so long, little Thomas? Asked Gordon. I had to bring a train of fuel tankers to the yard. They're needed for the depot tomorrow. Oh, are they now? Laughed James. Huh, imagine that.
Wow.
I didn't know I was getting extra help. It is a lot of fuel, James, grumbled Thomas. It needs more tankers than the ones you collected. But I would have been finished by now. If I were you, Thomas, I wouldn't play hunt the tankers and do your work efficiently. Perhaps just
Wow.
let a reliable engine like me do the
Really,
job.
James?
Is that
Really?
right? Smirked Percy.
Oh,
I know a
persistent.
tale about some tar tankers that indicates otherwise. James shot a look, but Gordon interjected. I propose, he tried not to chuckle, it's high time we all got some sleep. And so they did.
Just like that.
James arrived at the yards to see that the sidings were full of tankers. The yard manager came to see James's crew. They are all for the fuel depot to get filled. As soon as they're loaded, bring them back here so the night train can collect them. Right, replied the driver.
They're gonna ask to take
But
all
that's
of them.
going to take all day, James groaned.
He's gonna take all of them.
James wasn't pleased, but regardless, he coupled up to the train and set off. At the depot, workmen began filling up the tankers. James hated the smell of fuel in the air. He now wished he was back in the coal yards. It was getting late,
That's what you
and
wish
the
for,
last of
James.
the tankers were almost full. James and his crew were just resting when suddenly they heard the foreman cry out, "Clear out! It's about to explode!"
Explode?
One of the old tankers was on fire.
Oh no.
Worse still, the flames were spreading and nearing the tankers on the other track. The foreman was anxious. If those tankers catch fire,
out of
the
there.
whole depot will go up in flames. Then James had an idea. We need to move the flaming tankers out of the way so the fire won't spread. His driver and fireman agreed. It's now or never, James. Come on. James backed down to the tankers.
Oh my god.
Pulled
This
them
is
out
really
onto
risky.
the open line as carefully as he could. Once they were in a safe distance, the firemen quickly uncoupled the tankers and James shot forwards with one final effort. Just in time.
It's gonna explode. Oh my goodness.
When morning came, the fire department had already extinguished the blaze. Sir Topham Hatt and an inspector came to survey the scene. Those tankers were rusty and had several leaky spots, explained the
No
inspector.
wonder.
Probably no one had noticed due to them being empty when they got collected. They should have been properly inspected beforehand. I see, muttered Sir Topham Hatt. Luckily, very little damage was done, continued the fire chief. If it wasn't for your engine, this fire would have been near impossible
Well
to put
done,
out.
James.
Sir Topham Hatt turned to James. It seems we have a hero under our noses. I'm very proud of you, James. Well done. Just happy to help, sir. It wasn't long until the mess was cleared and James took the unharmed tankers back to the yard. Thomas was there having a nice drink. Hello, James, he teased. About time you delivered the fuel. Oh, be quiet. I had a rough night. I heard from the yard manager that you've done a blazing rescue. I sure did, smiled James. You could say it was the call for me to be a hero. A hero indeed. But those tankers sure did a number on your paintwork. Not so splendid now, eh, James? James snorted. But secretly, he didn't mind the grime. He was only glad to have been really useful.
Yeah. Wait, hold on, let me see how that is. Clearly got some inspiration from Southern Station Master. Yeah. Oh, entertainment to grow up with. Why did I should have seen that coming. I should have seen that coming right there. Wow. That was really brave of James just to pulled a to take the risk by putting the fuel tankers out there, because had he not, that whole depot could have gone up in flames right there. I mean, so I obviously it didn't take place during Thomas Percy and also Coach. I don't know why I thought that, but still, clearly there was some references to Thomas Percy and Old Slow Coach right there with James and having trouble with fuel tankers. I mean, what is it with James and tankers not going together? I mean, he crashes into tar wagons, and then in season 1, and then in season 5, he has a rough patch with fuel tankers, not once but twice. James and tankers simply don't go well together. So I think James would rather avoid pulling tankers if he's going to have that much bad luck. But glad Pathwate suggested me to react to this, because this was actually quite a good story. I love how I love how we had a season 5 set story, with James and fuel tankers. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure James will want to keep away from fuel tankers for quite some time. You do see in my previous Thomas reaction moments in the audio story or trains adaptation, I'll have a playlist up. It's top rank with your screen right now. Clearly, Pathwaite's got inspiration from Sudbury Station Master right here, but I'm fine with that as long as it's different. While Sudbury uses Sodor Workshop models from Patreon, on Pathwate right here uses the Sudbury Industries models. I think that if I ever wanted to do train videos, I'd probably use a mix of them. I would. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video I reacted to. Also, let me know in the comments down below what other videos you want me to react to next. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok. Links to both of them will be in the description down below. Share this video, subscribe if you're new here, ring that bell to get notified. Follow my new videos, and I post the community tab. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!